Hello and welcome back to another episode of Mind Mining from MPMS. Today we have a very special guest joining us, Professor Naveen Kumar V. He is a professor of business analytics at Jain CMS Business School and has a wealth of knowledge in the field of data analysis and visualization. Naveen sir is an expert in a variety of tools including MS Excel, Tableau, Python and R and has been teaching these skills to MBA students for years. He is passionate about data-driven decision making and has a deep understanding of how AI is transforming the business world. So, without further ado, let's welcome our guest to the show and dive into the exciting world of data driven decision making and AI. All right. Thank you so much for joining the podcast, sir. Finally, we have made it. And I know that it's been quite some time that we were planning this out. And thank you so much for joining in this podcast, sir.
You're welcome, Suman.
All
It's
right.
my
Amazing, sir. So, as we have planned out before, since you are my analytics teacher, and I do have like a lot of questions coming up, and the analytics, the entire analytics area is booming these days. Plus, AI also have taken over. Plus, data-driven world is going on right now. So, I believe that it's one of the perfect time to have this awesome discussion with you, sir. And just like we've planned before, I do have a couple of questions lined up. So if you can just help us, figure it out and clear the doubts, it'd be amazing, sir.
Yes, Suman. Please go
Awesome,
ahead.
awesome, great, sir. So, sir, just like we've discussed, the first question when it comes to data that comes in our mind is that what is actually data and how do we define it in the context of computing and information systems?
Okay, so data basically refers to any collection of data, basically facts and figures or statistics that can be analyzed to gain insights or make decisions. It can be in various forms, including text, images, audio, or video. Data can be structured or unstructured, and it can be generated from various sources such as sensors, surveys, or social media. In the context of computing and technology, data refers to the information that is stored and processed by computer systems. This data can be used for a variety of purposes, such as to train machine learning models, perform statistical analysis, or build predictive models. Overall, data is an essential resource in today's digital age as it provides valuable insights that can help individuals and organizations make informed decisions and improve their operations. In the context of computing and information systems, data refers to any information that is processed or stored by a computer. Data can take many different forms, including text, images, audio, video, and structured data in databases. Data can be further classified into two categories, raw data and processed data. Raw data is the unprocessed and unorganized data that is collected from various sources. Processed data, on the other hand, is data that has been transformed, organized, and analyzed to extract useful information. So this basically helps in making useful, effective, and efficient business decisions. Data is usually stored in digital format in files, databases, or other data storage systems. It can be accessed, processed, and analyzed using various software tools and techniques, including programming languages, data analysis software, and machine learning algorithms.
All right.
Suman?
Yes, sir. So that's an elaborate information that we have given on data, sir, and it definitely clears a lot of doubt that the most general public thinks about because generally what we think data is to be like it can be either mobile data or some pictures or audio. So as an entire context, we have cleared a lot of doubts here and have given us the baseline on how data actually works. Now, sir, it is pretty easy to just to think about like data analytics as a entire domain. But yes, sir, I completely agree with you that it has to be processed and also transformed so that we can get some meaningful insights out of it, sir. So, and in the world of since since we are all into this technology field, so how do you think data would be driven in the future? Like as you know, sir, that they say that data is the new oil, right? And you also have mentioned that to us in class. So how do you think, sir, this like the data itself can be more? How will it drive the future, sir?
Exactly. That's a good question, Suman. Basically, data has to be collected first. So, data collection basically refers to the process of gathering information from various sources, such as social media, web analytics, customer feedback, and sales data. And there are several ways to collect data, such as surveys, observation, web tracking, sensors, and other sources, basically, other methods I can mention it
Mhm.
as. And surveys basically involve collection of data through online forms, telephone interviews, or in person interviews. And observation involves monitoring and recording behavior or events in real time. And web tracking uses cookies nowadays
Hmm.
and other tracking technologies to collect data on web visitors,
Yes, sir.
and census at the end involves a lot of data collection on environmental factors such as temperature, humidity, and light, even, or various
Light.
components of nature, even.
That's very
So,
interesting, sir.
yeah, it is. And the second point I should mention here is data processing.
Yes, sir.
Once data has been collected, it needs to be processed to make more meaningful and more sensible. It
Yes, sir.
should be used for analysis. Data processing involves several steps here, involving data cleaning, data integration,
Mhm.
data transformation, and all these things involve quite a lot of time. As a matter of fact, in practice, when data is collected, 80% of it is unclean.
Hmm.
That is dirty data. It has to be cleaned. So this involves removing duplicate or irrelevant data, correcting errors, and filling in missing values. So missing value imputation is important in this context.
Yes, sir. I completely agree. It's not just keeping the data, but we also have to clean it, remove
Ex-
duplicates, removing null values, and all that. It makes a lot of sense, sir. Yes, sir.
Right, Suman, because we have to ensure that the data is analyzed properly and
Mhm.
we will draw insights and inferences properly from the data.
Yes, sir. That is absolutely right, and yeah, I can completely relate to the teachings that I have gained in your classes now, and it clears a lot of things. And sir, another thing that I would like to talk about here is that, like, when we talk about data, there is the important part which is data visualization, which is one of the subject that you have taught us, and also
Yeah.
which includes a couple of statistics, also data mining and machine learning techniques. Sir, if you can give us any insight or more insight on that, that would be amazing.
Definitely. So basically, it involves statistical analysis, data mining, machine learning, and data visualization, text analytics,
Hmm.
time series analysis,
Yes, sir.
network analysis, and there are many fields in this context. So
Mhm.
let me talk about statistical analysis first, because that is the fundamental aspect here.
Yes, sir.
So this involves using statistical methods to analyze data, such as calculating means,
Mhm.
standard deviations, and correlations. So statistical methods can be used to make inferences about populations based on sample data
Mhm.
and to test hypotheses, that is known as hypothesis testing. You know
Yes,
this,
sir.
right?
Yes, sir. You have taught us in class, sir. Yes, sir.
Relationships between variables.
That's right.
And data mining, it involves using machine learning algorithms to automatically identify patterns in large data sets. And machine learning is another wonderful subject, and it is known as a great technique in the context of business analytics. And this involves using algorithms to
Mhm.
build predictive models from the data.
Absolutely
Well,
right, sir. And I remember a few teachings in class, like for continuous and discrete data with regression or classification methods, right? So yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And it involves clustering as well.
Yes,
So
sir,
it involves
absolutely.
regression, classification, and clustering.
Clustering, yes, sir. So these
You
were
remember?
yes, sir. And those classes are pretty interesting. And I've actually tried, working out on some of the regression models because
Okay.
with the Python, and that turned out to be a very interesting project for me. And all because you guys have, inspired us to follow analytics like from the heart and, work with that data. I remember you saying that if you torture the data enough, it will answer everything, right? So,
That's correct.
so yes, sir. So it is very interesting to talk to you about this as well. And yes,
Yeah.
sir, it did clear a lot of my doubt. You did mention about statistical analysis and the underlying math that works
Yeah.
beneath the data. So if you can highlight some points on visualization also, that will be amazing.
Okay. Data visualization involves creating visual representations of data to help users to better understand patterns and relationships in the data. Some common visualization techniques here include scatter plots,
Mhm.
bar charts, and heat maps. And I still remember using a Tableau extensively to uh, create visualizations out of huge data. See, I make use of Tableau and Power BI
Mhm.
for creating these wonderful visualizations, and creating dashboards adds eyes on the cake.
That is true, sir. That is true. And the Tableau classes that we've been through, the DBT classes were amazing. I got to know how we can actually use the measures and dimensions in that. And
Correct.
Tableau is a very interesting tool, sir. I mean, especially to analyze large amount of data, and it gives a lot of ways of connecting to other sources of data like Excel or SQL, right? So
Yeah,
it's an amazing tool that has come up in the analyzing part, sir.
that's correct. You experienced it properly, Suman. I remember.
That's right, sir. And and even Power BI, so all these visualization tools are pretty much like it gives us a sense of direction or sense of physical, or we can see it with our eyes how what kind of progress we are making in our businesses, and
Right,
that's one of the major advantages that probably that they have, sir. And
right.
drilling down further in the world of data, sir, what do you think is the future? Give me your opinion about the future of this data-driven world.
Okay, that's a great question, Suman. See, the future of data-driven world is great. Okay, increased use of artificial intelligence and machine learning,
Mhm.
especially, will surely take place, and it's already being used extensively to analyze data and make predictions. But we can expect these technologies to become even more prevalent in the future, and this will enable organizations to gain deeper insights from their data and automate many of their business processes. And
Yes,
in
sir.
this context, I have to mention IoT. You know,
Yes,
in the
sir.
Internet of
Internet of
Things,
Things.
right?
Yes, sir. Everything is
Yeah,
becoming smart.
exactly. Now, with the increasing number of devices and sensors connected to the internet and with each other, there will be a vast amount of data generated by these devices.
Yes, sir.
This will lead to an explosion of data that will require sophisticated analysis techniques to extract very meaningful insights.
Mhm. Yes, sir.
And
And
in
yes, sir. Go ahead.
yeah,
I'm so
please
sorry.
go
Yeah.
ahead.
Yes, I was just wondering, like just because like we have so much amount of data and then we need like tools to analyze it as well. So do you see any downside by any chance, or like just because there's so much of data gathering, do you see any kind of downside or any kind of impact that it might, a negative impact that it might make?
One thing what I see in future is the ethical point of view, that is
Mm,
data privacy and security.
yes, agreed.
So, as the amount of data collected and analyzed grows, the importance of protecting personal data will become even more critical.
Mm.
You know, organizations will need to invest in robust security measures and adhere to the increasing stringent data privacy regulations every time in future.
Yes, that is so true. Data privacy would be one of the very critical topic that we as analysts have to look into it and be more ethical and concerned about the humanity as well, sir. All right, so that's an amazing opinion, sir. And finally, sir, you are aware about this new AI tools that are coming up, right? Like ChatGPT.
Correct.
Yes, sir. And so in future, if everything gets automated, what do you think, sir? Like, will AI or AI will take over, everything, or what is your final opinion on this, sir?
That's a very good question, Sumon. And I can say the future of data driven world looks very bright,
Mm-hmm.
and it will require continued innovation and responsible use of data to fully realize its potential.
Yes, sir.
The impact of data in emerging AI models like ChatGPT is very critical, as these models rely on large volumes of high quality data to
Mm-hmm.
function effectively. And the data is the foundation of machine learning. And
Mm-hmm.
without it, AI models like ChatGPT cannot learn anything and
Yes, sir.
improve their performance at all.
Yes, sir. That is right. So large language models are, like the hot topics right now. I'll try
Correct.
to, work on it or try to get more reference and try to study these models and see what kind of things, as analysts, we can come up with. All right, sir.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
The more data that is fed into AI models like ChatGPT, the more accurate and effective they become in generating responses and understanding natural languages.
Mm-hmm.
Additionally, I can say the diversity of the data used is also essential, as it allows AI models to learn about different perspectives and contexts, which helps to increase their accuracy and relevance in the business, especially.
Yes, sir.
However, it is important to note that the impact of data on emerging AI models like ChatGPT can also have some negative
Mm-hmm.
consequences.
Mm-hmm.
It also has its downside.
Yes, sir. So true.
For instance, if the data used to train AI models is biased or incomplete,
Mhm.
the resulting models will also be biased, obviously, right?
Exactly, sir. And
It can be
probably
incomplete.
yes, sir. So if the data that is fed into the system is itself biased, then of course
Correct.
the answers that we are gonna get will be biased. Absolutely right. So how do we
And
like? I
it
hope
will
there's
it will lead to inaccurate or inappropriate responses.
yes,
Uh,
sir.
Therefore, it is essential to ensure that the data used to train AI models like ChatGPT
Mhm.
is carefully curated, diverse, and unbiased to ensure that the resulting models are accurate, ethical, and effective.
All right. Yes, sir. This makes a lot of sense, sir. And I hope there's a moderator who is like somebody sitting in OpenAI. There should be a human moderator who is actually checking this data like manually. That would probably help them to I mean reduce the biases. All right,
Yes,
sir. Yes, sir.
that's right. That would happen in future as well.
Yes, sir. And again, sir, thank you so much for helping me out to record this podcast. This discussion with you is always amazing. And sir, any final thoughts or any summary or any final recommendations that you would like to give to the listeners, or any updates or anything that you would like to say? Yes, sir.
Yeah, my message for the listeners is very clear. I want everyone to learn more about data,
Mm-hmm.
create models using
Mm-hmm.
analytics softwares like R,
Mm-hmm.
Python, or visualization tools like Tableau.
Mm-hmm.
And
All right.
the future for these professionals is going to be very bright,
Mm-hmm.
and it is going to lighten up the entire world with great insights and inferences in future.
Awesome. Great. So thank you so much. It's an awesome concluding remark. And again, once again, I thank you, sir. Hopefully, we get more time in future to record few more longer sessions so that we can update the world about what's going on in the data-driven world, sir.
Sure, Soman.
All right.
Thanks a
So
lot for the opportunity.
thank you so much, sir. It's amazing. And I will go ahead and end this podcast right now.
Sure, thank you.
Well, that's all for today's podcast. Thank you so much for listening. You can follow us on Instagram, YouTube, and Spotify. Links are mentioned below. Until then, bye bye.